Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Astocky here. This is another Minecraft video. I've had a couple of requests for, I guess, a little few things. So the first thing I'm going to do is just bring up the seed for this level. So that's the seed at the bottom there. Something I have noticed though is, the location of some of the things for other mods, like that obelisk there and some of the other things that turn up, don't seem to be 100% dependent on the seed. They seem to occasionally change. So the aim of this episode is, actually first of all I'm going to show you some of the things you can do with some of the mods. So the first thing is single player commands. Not a lot of people know about this. So you basically have a huge list of commands that you can access with single player commands that do some really awesome things. The ones that I find the most useful though, this particular one here. So I'm not in creative mode, but now I can fly like I am. And unlike creative, where if you touch the ground you stop flying, in this one you don't. And you're not stuck on the same level. So if I look down and go forward, you can see I actually go forward and down. So that's cool. So say for example, I want to get from where I am to over to that mountain in the distance. You can fly. Now it takes a while. Creative flies slightly faster, but this is the next command you can have, which is set speed. And if I say set speed 10, you actually can fly faster than chunks can load. So you'll actually end up getting somewhere and you have to stop while you wait for the world to load back in. So that's a really useful feature if you want to get somewhere really quickly and you can't be bothered walking. It doesn't serve much of a purpose when you're actually playing, but it's quite a cool way to get from, I guess you'd say, from A to B. But the aim of this particular video is I'm going to show you some of the things you can do with some of the mods that are in are going to be in the Technic Pack that some people might not know about. So the first thing I'm going to say is, once you start using Thaumcraft, you almost never ever have enough Thaum or vids. So what you can have is you have this device called a detector. And if we take the detector, you can click and say dink, so it tells you how much viz is in there. You can see though, to charge this, it's constantly using that viz up. And if I was to get a duplicator, and this will become pretty important in a second, and throw the duplicator there and actually start to duplicate something, say a diamond, you will see that the viz level will drop down quite quickly. And then once you're out of viz, you can't do anything. Now the reason I put the duplicator and put that there is, with the changes they've made to equivalent exchange 6, it's now much harder to actually, for example, build an infinite cobble generator and generate diamonds. In version 5, which is the version in Technic Pack 5, it takes 1500 EMC to make a diamond. And of that 1500 EMC, you get 4 per piece of cobble. So you're looking at just under 400 cobble to make a diamond. That seems like a lot of cobble, but for the next version, which is version 6, you now need over 8000 EMC to make a single diamond, and cobble are now worth 1. So you've gone from needing about 400 cobblestone to needing 8000. And that's not a particularly practical way to do anything. So, oh, made a diamond already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use up all the viz in this, and I'm going to do a quick demo for you of something about that. But while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to show you what was shown to me by MSA 545. And again, I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this, because he's shown me some really excellent things that you can do with Thaumcraft. He's got a series running on Thaumcraft where he basically does everything that you can imagine you need to do. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically making it's the automatic viz setup that he's made. So I don't think I have enough there, so I'll just make this a little bit wider. Actually, what I might do is I might just start with the basics, and then I will build it up and increase it and show you how you can make things a little bit more fancy as you kind of go on. and I'll show you how the other mods that are part of the Technic Pack can fit in and can end up making this a lot easier. So the basic setup you have is you have a piston. So we want to put the piston 2 in from the edge, just there, and then we make a cage around the piston. And we leave a gap at the front. And then what we do is inside we build ourselves a snowman. And you might say, what on earth would you want to build a snowman for? Well, that'll become obvious pretty quick. So the next thing we have to do is we have to come over here and we have to build a I've totally blanked on the name of it, but we're going to need definitely some more redstone. Oops. So we put our repeater there and throw a repeater there. And so you can see when the piston pushes on the snowman, it pushes out a snowball. And then when we make this, didn't go far enough. Didn't think it was going to be quite big enough, so we'll make it just a tad bigger. Whoop, mouse glitch then. So we should be able to grab that redstone, run it this way, and then use the repeater to throw it back in. And okay, I haven't quite got that set up right. I think I've just got everything a bit too cramped up, so we'll just take that out. A lot of redstone stuff isn't, ideally what I do. So we'll put the block just there, and then we'll put the redstone coming out of it. Hopefully that should work. If we put that torch on the side there, it lights up. Now I think, okay, I'm in the same boat I was in a moment ago. So we take that off. Like I said, I'm not really good with these redstone circuits. I'm getting there, I'm learning, but this isn't something I've had to build before. And I'll show you why I haven't had to do this in a few seconds. Put that torch there. Okay, you don't want the torch there, you want the torch on the block. Whoops. Knew there was a reason I had that repeater there. So what we do now is we take that repeater we had, throw the repeater down, add 2 clicks to it, because you need to do that, because as you saw, if you don't, the torch burns out. So now we have a circuit that rapidly repeats. And again, I think I've cramped this up a bit too much, so if we put that there, that fires the piston out. Oh, seriously? Okay. These demos are going to go much easier if I just unspawn all the baddies. Not sure if a mouse counts as a baddie though, so he might still be there. How do we do this? This, and again, there'll probably be a heap of people telling me this is not the way to do it. Really? Come on. So I connect this back up. Then we get the pulsar that I want, but it doesn't fire the piston. Because you need the redstone signal to go directly into the piston. Which means I need to break that one just there. look, you get the idea. I need to make a rapid pulsar. Rapid pulsars aren't my thing. And the reason rapid pulsars aren't my thing is the need for them has basically gone away, because with the red power mod, sorry, it's not that. What we want is we want a thing called a timer. And if you want to build a timer, that's the recipe for it. You need a bunch of other different red power things that are all made from stone and redstone. But now basically if I set this thing up like this, I can now make it pulse every time it comes around. So you can see each time it comes around it's pushing snowballs out. And we can reduce the time on that substantially. And now it's quite quickly pushing snowballs out. So the design that most of the people use with this involves now getting a bucket of water and taking that water and running the water as far as it goes, and when it gets to the end just there, you put a crucible down. And now what will happen is every snowball that comes in will then fall. You can see the snowballs fall in, and each snowball that falls in basically increases. You can see that there are a number of problems with snowballs getting stuck and other problems. So I've shown you how red power can improve this design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in all that dirt. So the other thing that you generally want to do is you want to put, and this is something that you don't necessarily have to do, but it's something that, you know, definitely lots of people do, is you want to put a lever in. You want to throw a lever in, and then you want to use that lever as a means of shutting the system off. So you can do that by running a big long redstone cable all the way, but let's be honest, that is low tech. So what we're going to do is we are going to run wireless redstone devices. And see how, as I'm quite far back, as long as you are 15 blocks away from the piston, you can't hear it. So you need to set up a complicated setup with the water to basically run the water 15 blocks. Let's get rid of all my snow that I don't want. I've missed with every single bit of it. So you basically want to set it up so that it's 15 blocks away. And that can end up being a lot of redstone that you have to run. So what I prefer to do is, I don't like the position of that to start with. So I guess I'll clear this out like I would have designed it. Just trying to ignore the fact that I've knocked a few extra holes down. So just here I'm going to have my switch. And then at the back of my switch I am going to have this thing. Was it the right one? Yep, that was my transmitter. And so now if I put the lever on the front block and flick the lever down, you can see the transmitter lights up and it's on channel 0. Then we come over here and we've now stopped it. So now whenever I hit that lever, no more snowballs. Snowballs on, snowballs off. That still doesn't help you though get the snowballs into here. Now this is where the next mod comes in, which is a mod that's just built for things like this, which is Buildcraft. Because you don't want your snowballs stuck and you don't want all these problems that, you know, we seem to be having. So what you want to do is go a couple of blocks down and put a redstone torch. And then you need to get yourself a redstone engine and put the redstone engine on top of the redstone torch. And then I put everything one block too low. So you need to put, once again, redstone torch, redstone engine, there we go, And now what we want to do is we want to use some Buildcraft devices. And we want to use a piece of obsidian pipe, because what obsidian pipe does is anything that's near it, when it's powered by an engine, it will start to suck in. And then we'll use ourselves some stone piping. I know you're down here somewhere. There we go. Stone or cobblestone, doesn't really matter. And what this will do is this will make sure every single piece ends up exactly where you want it, which is in your crucible. So now if we turn it on, you'll see snowman makes snowballs, obsidian pipe sucks every single one of them in, not a single one will get stuck. Now we can even reduce this down so that he pumps them out even faster. Now the speed, as you can see, the snowball's getting stuck there now, and that's because it's producing faster than the redstone engine is powering the pipe. So once this engine overheats and it pumps faster, around about the speed that I'm doing now is about the fastest you can get. But this is a repeatable design, and I have seen designs that have not one but 3 snowmen all feeding snowballs into here, and this picks them up as a package of snowballs. So you can basically triple the output that I have here at the moment. Now the reason this is important is because if I come over here and I get my viz detector and I make sure I have no viz, just break these off so that nothing else goes in there. If I throw a diamond in, you can see there's now 64 viz in there. So 1 diamond equals 64 viz. To duplicate something, it takes 5 times as much viz as you get out of it. So if I want to duplicate a diamond, so I'm just going to lose that now. So if I want to duplicate a diamond, you can see I've got 23 viz in there. Just break this and start it from scratch so it's back to 0. Now I need to have 5 diamonds. Actually I need 6 because I need to have 1 in the duplicator to work. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if I put 1 in the duplicator, that thing is going to start draining my energy. So that's not going to be the demo I wanted. Going to start again. Not the best demo on earth here. So this time once again 5 diamonds. But basically in a nutshell, whatever you want to duplicate you need 5 times as much of. So that means to make a single diamond here I need 320 viz. And when we come over to snowballs, 10 snowballs equals 1 viz. It's also 10 cobblestone equals 1 viz. So that's 3,200 pieces of cobblestone to make a diamond, which is now like a third of what you need to be able to make it if you use equivalent exchange. So that's a really good link between Buildcraft, the red power timer that you have back there. So yes, the red power timer, Buildcraft piping, Thaumcraft, wireless redstone, that's all these mods working hand in hand to basically make an infinite diamond production machine for me. Doing some rough calculations of having 3 of these things working together with an overheated redstone engine, you end up, I'm just going to shut that off because that's really noisy, you end up with a diamond being produced about every 10 minutes. So 1 diamond per Minecraft day for just doing nothing other than just standing here. You can also go away. There's I think it's a bug at the moment with Buildcraft, or at least there seemed to be previously, where if I was to go and use the Somnia Sleep, all the items that are in the pipe stay exactly where they were to start with. They don't move through. So that's a bit of a downside to Somnia not working. So it means you really just kind of have to stand here and go away from keyboard for a little while to get it to work. So that's really the first, I guess, sort of thing I want to show. Well, really the first thing was me showing that you can make a generator to generate power. So this is the first kind of thing that I've actually shown that is showing how you can get all these different mods to work together in Buildcraft to really get what everyone's ultimate goal is, which is diamonds. And again, if you wanted to just make iron, or you wanted to make gold, they would take substantially less. So the duplicators are really the best way to do it now. The only thing you need is to make this, you need an ender pearl. To make this, you need an ender pearl. When you start making infuses and things, you also need ender pearls. So there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is you can now, where are we? Transmutation table. You can now transmute ender pearls. They have a value of 1024. So that's 2 ender pearls per piece of gold. So that's good news that you can now do that, which you couldn't previously. The downside is previously with a crafting table and a philosopher's stone you could make ender pearls. That's one of the many recipes that's now been removed, so you can no longer do that. So that's, I guess, good news, you can transmute them. Bad news, you can no longer just use a couple of bones. You now have to use a piece of gold in a transmutation table to be able to do it. You can also put them in here, and that will make infinite ender pearls. It will basically continuously produce ender pearls. The downside is in Thaumcraft, ender pearls are considered to be as rare as diamonds. So it takes 5 diamonds to make 1 ender pearl if you want to do it this way. This is definitely the way to do it, not this. This is definitely the way to do diamonds, not this. So that's, I guess, a bit of an idea for everyone on how things work. So you can see this is heating up faster and these snowballs are coming out closer together. If I was to totally overheat this machine, which I might do just now just as a demo, let's get my steam engine because it's the easiest. Throw that down there. I need my redstone torch. Redstone torch. Now I need to throw some coal in, something you can burn on. I don't know if I can burn redstone. Nope. Redstone is considered to be a fuel by industrial craft. It's not considered to be a fuel by any of the other mods that I'm aware of, which is a bit of a downside. I think there's something that they do when they put the Technic Pack together that allows you to use things from other mods like Equivalent Exchange in Industrial Craft and Buildcraft, but I haven't been able to work out how to do that myself. So when the Technic Pack comes out, I'm definitely going to be playing it because there's a whole lot of work they put together that goes into making these things just a little bit better. Okay, sorry, got to turn it back on. So now you can see that as quick as they're coming through, this thing is just boom, 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 sucking them out now that it's fully overheated. So that's really what you want if you want to have 3 snowmen. One of these in red, just about to explode, just sucking down giant constant streams of them. Working that out, I've worked out you get about 26 vids a minute, so yeah, that works out to be about 10 minutes roughly for a diamond, so 1 diamond per day, which is much quicker than you get with a cobble generator. So thank you very much for watching this little, I guess, insight in how to really get free stuff using Red Power, Thaumcraft, Buildcraft, and the Industrial Craft I think as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. Astocky out.